次は東京。The next station is 東京。
Oh, excuse me. Hello. Editing Morgan here. I basically have just come to the realization that all of my clips for this video are not at all cohesive and they kind of don't make sense. So just bear with me. It's most likely just going to be little clips along here and there from my move and not like a set plan, I guess, a set video. It's just going to be little clips here and there of me moving to Japan. It probably won't make any sense and there'll probably be little talking. Hopefully my video next week is going to be a lot better than this one, so please stick around until the next video when things make sense.
Mega Binkum.
She's gonna be stabbing in the eye with my keys on camera. No animal cruelty. It's stuck on recording because of my gloves. It says stuck on recording because of my gloves.
Okay, stop.
Hello everyone! So today I have absolutely nothing to do. I'm still kind of currently waiting for the school to give me my certification of eligibility so I can take it to the Japanese embassy in Michigan. But while I'm doing that, I'm kind of just sitting and waiting, and what I love to do the most when I'm doing nothing is literally apartment hunting. So that is what we're going to be doing right now. So it's still like way too early to actually be apartment hunting. So right now, since I have about 3 full months left until I move to Japan, I kind of just click around and see what I can find and what's kind of affordable for my situation, because I am going to Japan with 2 cats, so that kind of does make things challenging. So I'm using this time while I have the time to just search and find what's out there, find what's in my budget, find what's close to school and things like that. So right now it's currently December 30th and I am using 2.5/3 websites to do my apartment hunting. I say that because 2 of them are like the same thing, but not the same thing, I guess. One of the websites, and excuse me for this weird lighting, my laptop is down here, but one of the websites being wagayajapan.com is wagaya-japan.com, and the other one, which is why I say 2.5, it's still wagaya-japan.com/nasset, which I believe Nasset is like another realtor company. I'm not quite sure how that works, but I've spoken with 2 different representatives, one saying Wagaya in the email, the other one saying Nasset in the email. Either way, they're both extremely helpful and they've both been like really good options. And then the last is apartments.jp, which is apts.jp. That one is the one that I'm pretty sure if any of you have ever thought about moving to Japan, you've probably seen their TikToks, their advertisement all over the place. but they are also one of the websites that I'm using to search for apartments in Japan, and they have also been really helpful. Even though it is way too early to start actually looking, they've all been pretty helpful with giving me information on how to apply overseas, what I have to do before then, what information I have to have for them, what information I have to have before I get to Japan, things like that. So they've all been pretty helpful, and those are the top 3 that I'm kind of looking at right now. So like I said, in my free time, when I have literally nothing to do, apartment hunting is what I do. That's another thing. If you are ever planning on moving to another country and you can't go physically see what the apartment looks like, what the neighborhood looks like, and all of that before moving in, something I do, which I feel like is kind of common sense, is just looking up the apartment address on Google Maps and looking around the neighborhood to see if I see anything. Like, obviously it might not be up to date. I don't know how Google Maps works, but you'll see what it looked like at some point. It's so sad I can't look at it in Google Maps. What you got to hide? It's the real question. Let's try, Mama. Oh, let me not look like a drug addict. So I look like ass. I'm about to have a meeting with my realtor for the apartment that I was approved for, and it's kind of the appointment to go over the contract. She said it normally takes about an hour long, and it's currently 9:58 in the PM, and I'm so sleepy. But yeah, we're about to have this meeting. I'm not gonna be homeless, because that was a big worry for me.
This document is created based on a template where we just fill out the highlights from the contract. Make sense?
Yes.
So we just went over the contract, and I'm feeling really good about this. I have an apartment, guys. She's not homeless. She put a roof over her kids' heads. So I'm feeling really positive about this. This was a lot of information, but I did record the entire thing because I am very forgetful. And I don't know if it's just my relief to not be homeless, because I've been so worried about actually being homeless, because it is now March 22nd. It's about to be March 23rd because it's so late at night, but it's March 22nd today, and this entire month I have been worried about finding a place to live, because I've either been denied places, or I was approved but then it got canceled, or I was approved at the screening but then at the last second, in the last step, the owner decided to cancel it or deny me. It's been a lot of like stressful times, and for a second I was like, I'm gonna be homeless, but it all worked out in the end. I put a roof over my kids' heads, and now we're good to go. I just have to say, this was the most stressful time in my life, and I am so thankful that the day finally came. It is finally time to move to Japan after months and months of planning. I survived a whole 13-hour and 45-minute flight with 2 cats. I am just so glad that the day has finally come.
Welcome to Tokyo.
I don't even know how to describe the day that we had, but as soon as we got off the flight, we went straight to immigration. We were in line for about 3 hours. It was hot, we were sweaty, and we both had a lot to carry. We both had a cat to carry, which, by the way, didn't even think I mentioned that my friend Shayla was kind enough to go with me to Japan, because if you didn't know, Delta has a 1 pet per person rule when you fly, and I have 2 cats, and I didn't know that prior to booking my ticket, because I called Delta multiple times to ask them. Multiple different people told me different things. Long story short, my friend Shayla went with me to help me move and get settled in Japan. Then we went to the pet immigration counter, the pet quarantine counter. After we did all that, then I went to go and try to find my eSIM, because I had ordered it beforehand. And since we were in line for immigration so long, so ignore how we look. We've been in the airport for like, what, 3 hours now?
I think it's been like 3 hours at this point.
And we still can't find the eSIM area. This is so embarrassing. And then we got lost. The counter closed. It was a time in the airport that wasn't even like the half of what happened. Too much happened. I couldn't pick up the camera for obvious reasons. If you're moving to Japan, I would suggest going to Narita, even though it is further. Haneda was literally a nightmare. Like a nightmare. And then obviously, since we had all that stuff, we did just book a taxi, go straight to the hotel. Honestly, didn't even vlog really that much. The first couple days we spent going to Shinjuku, Shibuya, Shibuya Crossing, doing all, the touristy type stuff. We did also spend some time around the hotel because the hotel was in Chiba, and it was a really nice hotel. I do recommend it. Location-wise, I wouldn't recommend it because it was so far. I mean, unless you have business in Chiba, then 10 out of 10 I would highly recommend. But otherwise, I wouldn't recommend based on the location. But our taxi driver literally told us that it was considered a luxury hotel, and he was correct. But yeah, I guess if you're staying in Chiba, 10 out of 10 would recommend that hotel.